Okay, we are back. Let me just do the yeah, I'm gonna lower the music volume. I guess sound effect volume too. Um it feels really wrong to put it that low, but the game audio is really high. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's roughly 20 hours later. It's the next day. We're going back. I really enjoyed what I initially saw. Good mood. Yeah. Let's uh does this just continue it? I feel like this might start it over, right? Maybe it's inspect your memories. Yeah, okay. 000. The house in Fata Morgana, Nellie Roads. The room with the fireplace was always kept in pristine condition, I assume. Okay. Yeah. The room with the fireplace was always kept in pristine condition, so they could entertain guests at any time. Walls colorfully decorated with tapestries and stained glass windows gave testament to their great fortune. Servants' first assignment every morning was to clean this room. Pictures, silver plates, and silverware were polished to a shine so they could be proudly put to use at a moment's notice. Oh, before I forget, let me just mute my phone so there won't be any notification sounds. What have you? Interrupting? Yep, there we go. Yeah. And for events like their daughter's birthday, the room served an even more important role. The table's tops were removable, so they had ordered new tabletops with designs made especially for this occasion. Man, rich people. And once the banquet had drawn to a close, tables speckled with half-empty wine glasses and leftover candied fruits were moved off to the side to make room for, of course, the festivities. The people, okay? Good evening, Lady Nellie. You're looking particularly lovely today. Nellie, I had these jewels cut just for you. You'll let me have this dance, won't you? Yeah, this is I dislike this kind of stuff in high noble society in all sorts of media. It's very exhausting, but it is what it is. Ah, you exhausted? What's the matter, Nellie? You look exhausted. These are pretty good. Want one? What are you eating? I know you like sweets. They're apples candied in rock sugar, I think. See? You disappoint me, dearest Mel. What do you think is the matter? They just keep coming. It never ends. It's driving me up the wall. Everyone's just repeating the same lines they've been taught. They all think pretty jewels and requests to dance are enough to make a girl swoon. But I think that is true for you, Nellie. No, Mel, no. Though, why is she disappointed with me? I think I'm done with birthday parties. Birthday parties after this year. I know, maybe she's disappointed because she wanted you to ask to dance with her, maybe? Maybe. They'll probably throw an even bigger one next year. Huh? Why? Well, you know, you were like 14, so you'll be 15, and that's the Japanese people usually doing the adult age in fantasy. You're about that age, Nellie. We are a reasonably distinguished family, so there are a number of different houses that would like to have connections with us. Yep. So, so what you're saying is do it for the family. No. No, that's not. I won't date or marry anyone. I have no interest in being used as a pawn in their inter-family politics. Pawn? I wouldn't go that far. I would. It's just the way it was. And I'm sure father wants to let you choose yourself. You know, someone you actually love. Love? I never thought I would hear you talking about love, dearest Mel. You don't even understand what makes Shakespeare's plays so beautiful, and you're talking about love. You fell asleep during Romeo and Juliet, and you're talking about love? Oh yeah, that was probably the hottest shit back in the day. We went all the way out to the Globe Theatre too. Well, pardon me for being ignorant when it comes to romance and the arts. But you're not, Nellie. Shakespeare's make-believe story made you cry like a baby. Anyone would cry at that. You'd have to be crazy to sleep through it. I might have skipped anything to do with Shakespeare in school. Oops. That's not what I'm saying. Someone as emotionally vibrant as you, Nellie, would have no problem fighting love. Dearest Mel. Which dance? Yes. Lady Nellie, could I have this? Fuck you. Let's dance, dearest Mel. Yeah. What? Me? Yes, you. You dingus. Wait a Come on, I really like this song. Quit pulling on me, Nellie. What's the point of us dancing? We're siblings. Mother and father are staring daggers at us. Ooh, this backing track. No matter what day is it today, dearest Mel? Your birthday. Exactly, so I can do what I want. Now, attend to your princess as a proper prince should. Oh jeez, how did I get myself into this? Nellie's skirt fluttered along with her as she stepped in time to the music. She was not only a skilled singer, but a skilled dancer as well. Were you? Mel, on the other hand, fumbled over his feet, trying to keep up. Come on, man. You're an aristocrat. You should know how to do this. You're like 17 years old. Surely you've been made to take dance lessons. One would be hard-pressed to describe his dance abilities as good, even as flattery. Though then again, maybe his dad didn't care for like dancing stuff because he was more interested in sending him to university and like to the religious side of things. Though boys of his pedigree were taught to dance as part of their etiquette lessons, he found himself more being dragged around by his sister. I see. He could hardly be said to be attending to her. This is humiliating. It's good. Skill issue. Because his parents had been hands-off in raising him, largely giving him free rein to study and learn whatever he pleased, Mel looked like a tangled-up marionette. Okay, I guess. I guess they didn't force him to take dance lessons, even though he probably should have. From throughout the hall, he could hear giggling, uncomfortable chuckling, and people coughing to disguise their laughter. Come now, dearest Mel. Nellie doesn't mind. If this is the best you can manage, what are you going to do when you find a girl that catches your eye? I won't, so it doesn't matter. Follow my lead, Mel. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nellie alone enjoyed her time dancing with her brother, and quite thoroughly at that. It did not matter to her that he moved awkwardly, or that the guests were giving them cold stares. Yee, good on you. It was their parents who first cracked under the pressure. Oof, yeah. Just as their father was about to give an exaggerated cough and stop the music. Ooh, someone knocking? A ruckus suddenly swelled up near the entrance. What could that be? Who knows? Whatever's going on, I've been spared. The music came to a stop, and the party guests began bustling. The siblings' father spoke up sternly above the noise in order to quell the spreading commotion. He ordered the servants to investigate, had the music restarted, gave a short apology for the interruption, and set the party back on course. I went to go check on the entrance with the other servants, as I recall. Oh my, why are you looking at me like that? These are not my memories, but those which dwell within the mansion. Do you think we should be following what happens next from my perspective then? That is not what confused you. Well, your question shall be answered in time. In time. Now, let us return to our tale. Though the party had fallen still for a moment, their father's decisive actions restored the guests' festive moods in short order. So it was not, by any means, the commotion that caused the ball to conclude earlier than planned. Oh dear, I hear thunder. Ah, I see. It was rather loud too. Sounds like we have quite the storm brewing. They lived in a country where the weather was nothing if not unpredictable. Rain was a frequent occurrence there. Yeah, that's the UK for you, or I guess not back then. It was just England, or you know, I don't know. I don't know my British history. I assume it's Britain because they spoke of Shakespeare and they have a very English name, you know. The stretches of time with clear skies grew longer as summer approached, but the weather was still somewhat unstable on the cusp of the two seasons. Which would mean that this whole mansion is probably in England, and our entire cast in the present is English people too, probably. Okay. They had a strong wind that night as well, which turned the raindrops into little spears on the window. Were the party to continue on any longer, no one would be able to go home. Although their father was quite concerned that Nellie had not got on with any of the aristocrat boys, he decided to cut the festivities short. Thank goodness it ended early. How lucky I am. This must be a blessing for always being such a good girl. You little rascal. I'm not sure having your own birthday party cut short counts as lucky. But it was no fun, except dancing with your brother. I can't help it if I'm not enjoying myself. And for heaven's sake, Arthur was there. King Arthur? No, King Arthur was way earlier. Probably. I don't know. When does the legend of King Arthur take place? It's has to be way earlier. I don't know. Probably Middle Ages or something. I have no interest in dancing with that dunce. Arthur? Who's that again? Don't say something like Pendragon. Someone who was here? Unbelievable! You don't remember anything, do you, dearest Mel? He came over to play a few times when we were little. He's covered in gross freckles and he's a huge jerk. He said my hair color looked like the color of fallen leaves. Fallen leaves! Just thinking about that ugly smirk has me fuming. And yet he acts like nothing happened. Okay, I guess we don't like Arthur here. He even calls me Lady Nellie, for goodness sake. Are you listening, dearest Mel? I'm listening. I wonder what the ruckus earlier was. Ugh, you weren't listening, were you? Who cares about that? Sorry, aren't you curious? I mean, maybe, but it's more important to trash talk Arthur. You know, fuck him. It probably wasn't another guest, at least. Maybe a cat sneaked in. You think so? I do. But enough of that about that. Would you like to play cards in my room, dearest Mel? Seriously? I'm exhausted though. She's probably way more. It's not even that late. Fine. Something feels kind of off. Oh? Pray tell, what do you have in mind, Mel? Cat? About the ruckus. I'm gonna go check. Come on, hurry up. Hold on. You don't need to drag me, Nellie. Your birthday isn't over yet, so you're not done attending to me. Get wrecked, Mel. Oh, Nellie. The ominous rain. Ooh, night has fallen. The rain just won't let up. I can't sleep. I wonder what the commotion earlier was about. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we don't have time to go do plot stuff. We need to tend to the little sister. Oh, for goodness sake. It's all the storm's fault. Sorry. Take a sip. Somehow a dry mouth. That's why I can't sleep. I'm just fretting over nothing. I'm sure Nellie was right. It was just a cat. It was definitely not a cat. Maybe a dog. I can't sleep. I hardly ever have this much trouble falling asleep. Could this feeling be, I wonder? It's not quite foreboding, it's definitely foreboding. Walking around the house at this time of night isn't going to help anything. But I'm not going to fall asleep just by lying there. So, are you gonna leave your room? Or just stare out the window? Huh? Okay. The only sounds that could be heard in the dark corridors were the sharp pitter-patter of the rain, his footsteps, and his breathing. Now we're back to third person or omniscient narrator. Though he was intimately familiar with the layout of the house, that night the hallways felt like an endless labyrinth veiled in shadows. No moonlight shone through the windows, so he naturally found himself moving cautiously, despite being in his own residence. Something spooky about to happen. Keeping the palm of his hand pressed up against the chilly wall, he put one foot in front of the other. But where was he supposed to head? I don't know, just wander around aimlessly, I guess. Mel, of course, had no way of answering that question himself. Maybe go visit your sister's room. If he had anything, it was guidance from above. A path to his destination lit by flashes of lightning. Or perhaps there was something else leading him along. Though he progressed with a fair bit of hesitation in his step, Mel was slowly but surely drawing nearer to one room in particular. He made his way through the seemingly endless halls. Oh. Past the living room, its fireplace long since cooled. Into another corridor. I hope there's no jump scares. I'm bad with them. The music's not helping. And then stopped outside an Abigail's bedchamber. An Abigail, is that a role or like a... Because that's a name, definitely, but like it's not capitalized. I don't know. Maybe it's type of something. And then stopped outside an Abigail's bedchamber. The dim glow of lamp spilled through the cracks in the door. A gust of wind is not necessary to make a flame flicker. Person's movements or vibrations in the air from someone speaking. Slightest motions can cause the light of a fire to quiver, shifting subtly, as though nudged by an invisible fingertip. You can see light from inside. Is she still awake? Voice. He seemed to be hesitating. It would not be difficult for him to approach the door and peer inside. But he had reservations about peeping in on another's chambers, even if it was his own house. Moreover, this room was assigned to a woman. There was a woman behind that door. It's his sister, right? What would you do, Master, in this situation? Good question. I wonder what I would do. If I had a really ominous feeling, I would probably just knock on the door. But like, I don't know. Would you succumb to your curiosity and gaze inside? Or would you respect the owner's privacy? Shouldn't be doing this. But the voice, it feels like it's calling to me? Or someone else? Yes, me. Sense someone watching me at that moment. He had succumbed to his curiosity. He stood on the other side of the door from me, his flaxen eyes open wide, trying to remain as invisible as possible. The wavering in his heart seemed to create faint ripples in the air, which I pretended not to notice. Yes, I knew he was there. Who? What? Who? Not Arthur, I hope. There isn't any, unsavory stuff happening behind those doors. I could sense his presence and his wavering emotions. However, I could not begin to speculate as to his true feelings or how great a surprise this was to him. Are we from the mate's perspective talking again? I too am discovering new facets of this tale by viewing it through the eyes of the mansion. Oh, I see, yeah, okay. We're from the mate's perspective, yeah. But it is not I who is of concern, Master. It is you. Why? You. And... I know I shouldn't be doing this. should be ashamed of myself, but I can't look away. Oh, are you mother? No, Mel is questioning who that is, so you're definitely not the mother. Are you the other person in the promo art next to the maid? Who is that? Her skin, it's so pale you can practically see through it. Is that what? Is it that white because she was out in the cold rain? I don't know. Maybe she is undead, vampire, something. We did have that initial scene of sensing a body being dragged away and watching your own body being dragged away. So death is probably related. Her hair is white as snow, and her eyes, they're like closed. Like, how do I describe it? My vocabulary truly lacks for situations like this. They look like blood? Oh. No, that's just disturbing. Then wine, perhaps? No, more translucent than that. Gemstones, then? Yes, gemstones. Her eyes are like rubies. I've never seen anyone like her before. What could they be talking about? Mel's eyes were fixed on the peculiar young woman. She had glass-like skin, eyes that glimmered in the flickering candlelight, and snow-white hair that flowed like luxurious silk. But her lips were bluish purple. Uh, maybe down here, but no, they're pretty red there. Her soft, delicate skin sullied with grime. Her twinkling eyes pointed down at the floor, and her hair a disheveled mess. She was, even at a glance, clearly not a lady of means. The tips of her fingers were cracked from the cold, her nails pale from malnutrition, and her garb little more than rags. So I assume that she was the like cause of the ruckus during the party in the day. She just stumbled into this mansion while being like I guess half dead or like not in a good condition, and now she's resting here. However, true beauty is always visible, no matter what it may be hidden beneath. Even wrapped in a veil of in insalubrity. I don't know this word. Insalubrity. So sorry. Even she thought herself hideous. I wonder what happened to her. Mel could no longer avert his gaze from the girl's visage. Visage. He had, for the time being, forgotten the shame he felt for peeping. As he strained his ears to hear the conversation taking place inside, a sickly voice arose from the white-haired girl's purple lips. So feeble was the sound that a gentle breeze blowing through the room could carry it. I apologize for the trouble. Think nothing of it. The maid. Is this our maid or just the maid? But it's just the. I don't know, maybe the Rhodes household only has one maid. But it could be our maid. But this is like way before, so I don't know. Curious. Give your apologies and thanks to the mistress. Understood. There is something strangely comforting about this house, almost as if I've been here before. Okay, and we're delving into bullshit weird territory. Are we having some time warp stuff happening, or was this just like a thing that was destined to be and you just feel that you were supposed to be here, or if my father were here, I'm sure he would be quite fond of it. I'm sorry about your father. That's not... There's nothing you could have done, I imagine. When you came to our rescue, he was already... Rescue? Father? Is that by chance what the commotion was about? I see. He stared intently, entranced by the scene unfolding beyond the door. A gaze can often signal one's presence to others more effectively than words. The white-haired girl could likely sense him there as well. Uh-oh. Run, run, Mel, run. She flicked her gem-like eyes upwards. Yeah, they are pretty entrancing. But red eyes are also usually vampire related. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Mel gasping. That was when the boy finally felt a pang of panic. Yep, run. For a split second, his flaxen eyes met with her ruby eyes, causing him to recoil from the door. His heart was pounding like the rain outside. Careful not to make a sound, he took 2 steps away. Did she catch me? I'm not sure. It was only for a moment. She can't have seen me. The boy did not have the courage to peek in on the room a second time, so he cautiously returned to his bedchamber as quietly as he could manage. But even beneath his covers, he could not erase that girl's eyes from his memory. Yeah, I don't think Mel's intention was to just take a small walk to relax his nerves and maybe get better sleep after that, but might not be happening after witnessing a scene like that. Her melancholic red irises, her voice delicate as a glass sculpture, her pale, almost lifeless skin, her pure white hair. Every singular detail kept him from banishing her image from his mind. Nor could he restrain his heavily pounding heart. Who could she be? Hello there. We know you. Uh-huh. I do wonder if Mel is going to I mean, it was initially definitely a big impact for his mind to see this character, but maybe he actually falls in love despite earlier in the day saying that he doesn't do love or romance. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe jealous Nellie arc incoming. But yeah, curious. Is something the matter? No, I just thought I felt someone watching us. It's only your imagination, I'm sure. Yeah, but this maid is watching her past self. I wonder if she like always knew that Mel was watching, or if this viewing of the history was like the first time she got to know that there actually was someone watching. It would be a weird feeling, like thinking that you're safe, but secretly someone was watching you back then. It's very creepy when you think of it like that. If not your imagination, then perhaps some unseen force was watching you. Getting a little meta here because you are watching, or we are watching it, this scene, and the characters in the game are watching this scene. through the memories of the mansion. Did you know this already? But at this time in history, or unseen force? Are you familiar with how people refer to this mansion? Okay, so you have some knowledge at least. Rose Manor. Yes, indeed. It is called Rose Manor because you can smell the sweet fragrance of the rose garden even at a great distance. But that is not what I meant. It is said that a witch resides within the house. Uh-huh, you. A witch? It's kind of funny because I'm currently playing three visual novels on this channel. Umineko, uh, Fate, Hollow Ataraxia, and this now. All three have a witch in them, or allegedly witch. I have not heard of any such stories. I wonder if this witch is like something way more important. I mean, it probably is. This is UK or England, and witches. I only know like one witch from Britain history. Like, oh, wait, that yeah, this game's name is Fata Morgana, and I know a witch named Morgan Le Fay. I wonder if that's what's going on here. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't know much about Morgan Le Fay. I just know the name and the witch association. That's about it. Okay. You probably wouldn't have. It was a very, very long time ago. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. You have a peculiar presence about you. Should I consider that a compliment? It's getting late. You should get some rest. A room has already been set aside for you. Like a room besides this one she was already in. Maybe this isn't the bedroom and it's just, I don't know. But first, may I ask you one thing? Yes? I do not believe you have given me your name yet. My name? My name is... Yeah? L. Well, I mean, that's close to Mel, but like, I don't think we're going there. Oh, okay, we didn't get to know the name at all, and this is probably Nellie calling out to Mel, waking up. Okay, okay, game. Wake up. Get up, Mel. What? It's... Huh? It's morning? You disappoint me, dearest Mel. It's very much long since morning. I didn't see you at breakfast, so I came to find out what was the matter. I've really been asleep that long. And father is too lenient on you, dearest Mel. Oversleeping is hardly a proper behavior for a firstborn son. I know, but before that... Yes, dearest Mel? What are you doing here? Waking you up? You can't just go prancing into a boy's bedchamber. Leave that to the servants. I did send one for you. Okay, so you guys do have more than one, so it's just... I guess we're referring to the maid as the maid. You're the one who refused to wake up. Besides, it's not like we're strangers. We used to sleep together all the time. That was long ago. Things are different now. Oh, you're overthinking it, silly. Now, hurry up. Out of bed, sleepyhead. Alright, I'm getting up. So you can see for yourself out. Oh my, you look awful, dearest Mel. Someone who overslept. You look like you didn't get a wink last night. Yeah, about that. Are we gonna tell Nellie? Probably not. I feel like Mel's gonna keep things to himself. You think so? You didn't go out on the town last night, did you? Naughty boy. I don't think he's the type to go uh have fun in the red light district or the equivalent of that. I would never. You know that. You squeaked. I You squeaked. I don't think I believe you. I didn't go out last night or anything. I'm tired because you had me playing cards until late, Nellie. Hey, we weren't playing for that long. Besides, look at me, I got up just fine. Yeah, Nellie diff. Anyway, shoo. I can't get dressed with you in here. Fine, I'm leaving. Phew. Oh, I almost forgot, dearest Mel. What now? Come on, no need to be mean. I'm sure you'll be quite surprised at the news. Oh? At breakfast, which you missed, Father told us that we have a new servant. Told you what? I really want to say. It sounds like you want me to out of your room, dearest Mel. Please, Nellie. We got a new maid today, from a house we have ties to, supposedly. Okay. New maid acquired. I've never seen anyone like her before. Supposedly coming from a good family, she isn't very graceful, and I've never seen her at social gatherings. But that's not the surprising part. Just that maid. She's peculiar. Has a very unusual appearance. That one have white hair? What? How'd you know that, dearest Mel? Thanks, Nellie. Hey, get back here. Uh-oh. Oh, for goodness sake, what's gotten into him? Bah. At the time, the majority of servants at the mansion were men. However, the ladies of the house all had Abigails, so there were several women servants, myself included. The maids, by and large, were selected from the daughters of other esteemed families. It was, you could say, a sort of training before they entered society. The girls would serve at houses even more powerful than their own. And the white-haired girl Mel saw the night before was one such maid. When he heard this, Mel could not sit still any longer. Oh, I didn't really think this through, did I? I don't even know where she is. Yep. You dingus. I'm guessing she's probably Mother's maid? White hair. It has to be the girl from last night. Yes. But deep down, he was having difficulty believing the young woman he had seen the previous night was truly here to be a servant. And can you blame him? When he saw her, she was an absolute mess, hardly what you would envision from a girl of class. But he did not seek her to find out whether that was true. He merely wanted to see her once more, to ascertain whether what he had witnessed the previous night was real or his imagination. And he wanted to have an actual conversation with her. I don't want to run into Mother. That would be awkward. He was heading toward his mother's bedchamber, but the closer he drew, the heavier each step grew. Now, you're not sure about this? He rounded a corner, debating whether or not to head back, and stopped in his tracks. Come on now, just do it. Just do it. On occasion, wishes do come true. When Mel turned the corner, he saw her, the same girl, that same white hair. Hello there. Aha! She appeared to be cleaning the hallway. She traced along the wooden carvings lining the walls, making certain not to miss even a speck of dust. The girl wore a pristine dress, the uniform of the mansion's Abigails. Okay, so I assume, like, at this point that Abigails is like a term for, like, maid trainees or something. There was no longer any filth to obscure her beauty. All that had covered her pure white hair and glass-like skin was no longer. The one thing that had not changed was her listless, ruby eyes. I do love me some dead eyes. Pardon me. Hearing his footsteps, the young woman raised her head. Yeah? I do like the design. Even though the hair is like more unusual in the sense that it's white, I think the black-haired maid has like an even more mystical, alluring like look to her. She caught Mel's gaze and for a brief moment merely blinked at him in silence, although I do really like her eyes. Lord Mel, yes. Your father informed me of you. Did he? I guess I do not need to introduce myself then. I believe she made an attempt to smile, though it was difficult to tell, and she quickly dropped her gaze back to the floor. Flax and Ruby met only for the briefest moment. She seemed to be looking at both someone and no one at all. Yeah, that's a big mood. Everyone here truly has the most beautiful color of hair. Did you have business with the mistress, Lord Mel? I can let her know if you would like. No, I was looking for you. Oh, how is she gonna react to that? An interesting comment you just let slip. For me, yeah, sure. Yeah. He is surprised. Mel felt as though all the blood in his body had begun to flow backwards. Yeah, that was a big slip up. He could not effectively describe the sensation, but in a word, it resembled panic. On his way to find her, Mel had come up with a number of subjects he wanted to talk about, and he generally had little trouble speaking with others. Huh, I thought he would be like, I mean, based on his like all his hand positions and mannerisms, I thought he would have trouble, but apparently he had little trouble. Okay, you go, Mel. He'd had less experience interacting with women, this was true, but the time he had spent around Nellie had kept him from stumbling too much. Until then. Yes, for you. Oh boy. Why would you be looking for me, Lord Mel? I was wondering how you were doing. Smooth. Pardon? I'm quite fine. Good, that's great to hear. The Race Master Mel. You fool, Mel. What are you even saying? You have more important things to ask, like where she came from, or to tell her she has pretty hair and eyes. But I don't want to trouble her too much. I think if you just randomly started shouting out compliments or stating things or asking questions, she would be quite hesitant to answer, or like yeah, you need to start by just having fun and talking to her regularly and slowly building a relationship before interrogating her. uh, Lord Mel? Yes. Sorry, you just suddenly fell silent. Was I in your way? In my way? No, not at all. What are you up to? Smooth. Just cleaning. I'm cleaning. Well, yeah, I didn't even need to ask. Yep. Ah, you're cleaning. She is like so confused. I wonder if she will at some point think that Mel has a crush on him or something, or is interested in her. Oh, you can just let the other servants take care of the cleaning, while you're just immediately letting her laze, okay? You're one of the noble's daughters who we took in, right? Then why is mother making... No, I'm doing this because I want to. Sure, you do what you want to do. The mistress appeared to be busy, and I could not simply be idle. But I enjoy cleaning, do you know? Well, if you say so. Yep, let's not pressure for further here. Say, yesterday, this mansion is truly a thing of beauty. Changing the subject. All the many roses in the garden, even the furnishing has had a great deal of thought put into it. This family must have a wonderful sense of aesthetic. Oh, yeah, thanks. Did she just change the subject on me? Yeah. And if she changes the subject, don't press further. Just go with it for now. I'm delighted to have been given the opportunity to serve at such a magnificent house. Mother and father actually had nothing to do with that, not even the garden. That's all been around since my grandfather's time. This mansion was a complete wreck when he bought it. Oh, was it? Yeah, frankly, I'm surprised he actually paid money for it. The chandelier in the foyer was shattered and only half attached to the ceiling. Most of the decorations on the walls were broken. I can hardly imagine. This is a marvelous, impressive house. I'm sure he'd be flattered to hear it. My grandfather was a bit of an eccentric. He liked to do things people didn't expect, just to watch the looks of the surprise on their faces. He was the kind of man who would buy a mansion that was beyond repair, just to give it a completely new life. Everyone who had seen the property before it was renovated, was astonished. They regretted not taking the opportunity themselves, seeing the transformation it underwent. Huh? I was just thinking that you're kind of like this house. Insane pickup lines. What do you mean by that? You are actually approaching the subject about to tell her that you saw her dirty last night and now she's pristine and beautiful, or something along those lines. I mean, when he first arrived, Oh, no, never mind. Forget it. Okay, Mel. She'll figure out what you were peeping on her, stupid. She hasn't yet, has she? Yes? It's nothing. The more I think about it, you and the mansion aren't really comparable. Oh, the truth is, it being a rundown mess isn't the only reason nobody wants to buy the house. They say, oh, that all who dwell within this house shall be met with misfortune. Oh no, do you believe it? I... That was a cut-in. Okay, sure. I'm just kidding. It's not actually true. Yet. It's all rumors and hearsay, embellished to make the tale more exciting. The rumors only started because of how it used to look. If the mansion truly begot misfortune, then we wouldn't still be here. And it wouldn't explain how my grandfather died. Do you know how he passed away? No, how did he? Inside a lovely lady. My god, the grandfather had game. I like how even the music cut out. What? Yeah, believe it or not, that was how he died, together with a young, beautiful woman. That's, I guess he had game, or that's just the noble aristocrat difference. His time ran out while he was making love to her, they say. A rather crude way to go. I honestly can't imagine the woman who was with him, how she felt. Like, wait, why did you stop? What the fuck? And then just having someone's dead member inside you. Yeah. But he was hardly misfortunate. What did I tell you? Ah, yes. Just so, just so you know, I promise I didn't inherit my grandfather's propensity for such base behavior. Okay. I am pure of body and spirit, dedicated wholly to my studies. So, aha. Hey, she laughed. She either actually left or she's going along with it. My apologies. No, it's fine. Anyway, we were talking about the mansion, right? I've always thought it was kind of a strange place myself. That dress you're wearing, it was found here after my grandfather bought it. Oh no. You don't see that kind of design around these parts, so I'm guessing it was probably imported. The architecture is really old-fashioned too, which must have caught grandfather's eye. When he announced his plans to buy it, the entire family opposed his decision, but he refused to budge. Renovation upon renovation gave the mansion new life, but of all his work, he was most fond of the roses in the garden. Yeah, they seem to be important. They are right here in the text box, after all. And it's also in the name of the mansion too, or manor. It's they say mansion here, but then they sometimes say manor, so whatever. He collected species from all across the world, and every time he got a new one, he would summon gardeners to arrange and grow them. It took incredibly long to complete. There were even some that wouldn't grow in the climate of this land, but grandfather refused to give in. He truly loved roses. Me, I don't really get how someone could be so impassioned about them. It's just embarrassing every time someone calls this house Rose Manor. Perhaps the roses were meant for someone? What? I am simply speculating. Roses make wonderful gifts, after all. Indeed, they do. If you like roses as much as Nellie, then you're welcome to go see them for yourself. Pick as many as you'd like. If anyone asks, just say I gave you permission. Don't be shy. I'm sure it'll get tiring if all you do is work. No, I'm, sensitive to sunlight. Okay. I mean, they're laying it pretty thick now that she's a vampire, but, like, maybe it's a big red herring. Because, it is an actual disease. Although, super rare. Oh, that's unusual. Perhaps that explains why you're so pale. I had no idea. That sounds rough. And your skin is so pretty too. You don't seem terribly surprised. What? Oh, no, I'm very much surprised. Or would you have preferred a more dramatic response? No, I expected you to find it disturbing. I think you find it enchanting and alluring. I'm sensitive to sunlight and can hardly spend any time outside. That makes me sound like some kind of demonic creature. Haha. Yeah, those are. She's being really worried about how other people perceive her as a vampire, and he just left. Like, I don't know. I guess she can be just surprised. Could be just surprised that he took it that well. Oh, you worry too much. There's not a monster in the world as sweet as you. Ah, yes? Are the other maids teasing you, perhaps? That black-haired one especially. She's... how should I put it? A little frightening. She has an imposing aura, I'll give you that. Almost as if she has a steel heart or something. Foreshadowing? What should be like a literal steel heart? She's impenetrable. Right. She's one of Mother's maids too, isn't she? Now I'm even more worried. Since you refuse to follow my instructions, you are henceforth hellspawn. I can imagine her saying that. Oh, and again, I'm very sorry. No need to apologize. In fact, I wish you'd laugh more. ... She's actually very kind to me, and everything she does with incredible precision and efficiency. She looks so young, and yet she has such skill. How long has she been here in the mansion? Perhaps before even your grandfather? Actually, she'd been here for quite some time, but I don't know exactly how long. No one knows how old she is. It's kind of creepy. It do be spooky. I have never once considered her such. Sorry, you're right. It's bad manners to speak ill of others. Either way, she still scares me. It's like there's no light in her eyes, or like her smiles are all faked. That doesn't make her any less pretty, though. Ah, the conversation died. I had to think of something else to talk about. Yes, you can ask me anything. I think you're the one who are supposed to lead the conversation. I don't think she's too much of a talker, at least right now. Oh, she actually did ask. Does the master, your father, Lord Mel, often retire from the mansion? I have not seen him around. Oh, yeah, father frequently returns home. This mansion is actually our secondary house. Why do you ask, though? I was just curious, nothing more. Oh. And conversation is dead again. Um, yep. This is, I don't know. Introverts be like, and that's their entire conversation. No, introverts wouldn't speak at all. Yes, what is it? One of the maids asked to see me, so I should be on my way, if you'll excuse me. But you were just cleaning up and said that you were idling before. Okay, we'll buy the excuse for now. What? Alright, see you later then. Goodbye. Oh, right, one moment. Since you're sensitive to the sun, I can pick some roses from time to time for you. For you to decorate your room. Smooth. Lord Mel. That's all. Sorry for holding you up. Why am I so bad at this? She definitely thinks I'm obnoxious. I mean, it's like conversation is like a two-way thing, and she definitely wasn't like helping this situation. It was, yeah, you did your best, I guess. It's fine. I want to hide under a rock. No, I think the conversation went well enough. I went to reverse time and tried this over again. I feel like first conversations and like getting to know people, it's the awkwardness is like necessary. It would be really weird if you just had no trouble at all and you were like best buddies right from the first second. You know? The attempt to try and try to converse is what matters. Not giving perfect answers. What's up? Roses are not becoming of me. He's too kind. Okay, at least she took it well. Do I do one more scene? Yeah, let's do this scene and stop then. You have my thanks, father. And I apologize for being late today. Now there's something unusual. You not being punctual. Yeah, I think Mel has finally gotten something that interests him quite a bit, that he wants to prioritize his time. Maybe next we'll go a whole month without rain. You have mercy on next year's crops, Mel. You hyperbolize, father. So, did something nice happen? Haha. You look like you're in good spirits. Do I? No, nothing. Something did happen, didn't it? It's all over my face, isn't it? Yep. Or rather, your behavior, like you not being fully in this moment. You're locked into something else. People prefer an open book to a face of stone. So it is. People may prefer it, but it's not a good trait to have for social engagements. What? Not the kind of engagements you'll be having, anyway. Hahaha, I'm sorry, don't look so dejected. For now, at least, there's nothing wrong with that. So tell me, what has you in such a joyous mood, Mel? You torment me so, father. We've taken on another maid. You know how that goes, right? Someone new comes in and things get lively for a while. All the excitement has gotten to me, that's all. I think he instantly read you. Ho ho. Why are you looking at me like that? No reason, no reason. So, what family does the little lady come from? Oh, I don't actually know. You don't know? I was going to ask her, but I missed my chance. You didn't even ask her name. Father has returned home, and I can't speak to mother. I see. She caught your eye, has she? Yeah, she has. But the truth is, you're more than just interested in her, are you not? What? No, I... Ah, you truly do enjoy tormenting me. Well, I should be getting home now. Mel? Yes? Make certain you find out where she's from. If you're genuinely interested in her, it's your responsibility to determine if she's actually suitable for you. Right. Thank you, and excuse me. Doesn't matter if she's from an esteemed family or not. No, I'm not in love with her. I'm just interested. Sure, buddy, sure. This isn't love. No, it shouldn't be. This is me we're talking about. And Nellie is gonna be so jealous. Or maybe she'll be supporting, though I doubt. Besides, I hardly even know her. Young sire, blessed young sire, alms for the poor. It's the same Beggar as before. I don't think he's moved since then. But he looks skinnier than last time. He's going to have trouble making it through the summer. I should give him something while I still have the chance. Alms for the poor. Have mercy. Sorry, but this is all I have to give you. Oh, thank you very much. Blessings upon you. May the Lord bless your soul, young sire. Thanks. I feel bad for him, but that's just the way of the world. Farewell. I wonder if that beggar is important, because this is now the second time he's been brought up, and I don't feel like the scene had like much more to say. Like his involvement in the scene wasn't like for any kind of lesson or like for us to learn more about Mel. It's just he is a character that just is there. So I'm just wondering if he's more important than it seems. I don't know. Maybe I mean it still could be just that he's just there that so that we can see that Mel is good of heart, willing to help those in need. The skies are really clear. The sun shone fiercely down on the town that day, as was characteristic of the area. Cloudy days and rain were frequent during this season, but the sun almost always took the stage the day after a storm. The cathedral standing tall in the center of town, stone-paved streets clacking with the pleasant sounds of footsteps, the people peering out from beneath awnings to look up at the sky. I do like this shot. I like this colorful brick wall. And I in general like narrow, winding roads that go like this. In Mel's eyes, it was as if they were all blessed by a divine light. However, not everyone living in the same land was equally blessed. Yeah? In fact, The blessed were far outnumbered by the forsaken. That's just how it goes. Even if their time would later come to be referred to as the Golden Age. Elsewhere, back at the mansion, Nellie was causing trouble for the Abigails. On a whim, she had decided to redecorate her bedchamber, so she gathered the maids and put them to work, shouting orders and demands and complaints. Nellie, Nellie, Nellie. And she had not summoned only her personal servants, but others as well, including the white-haired girl. No, not like that. How many times must I tell you? The tapestry goes by the door, and I don't like the carpet's pattern. Is there anything else we can change it with? Hey, put this ugly vase here. Nellie appeared to be rather irritated, and it was the servants who bore the brunt of her frustration. Though if they found this similarly vexing, none of them showed it. She was a girl who spoke her mind, a trait particular to that time in history. Women of the Golden Age were so vivacious, in fact, that it inspired parody and satire in foreign countries. Are we saying like that this was the birthplace of the Ojo-sama trope? Like the well, yeah, the loud and straightforward and having the unique laugh and being very eccentric and very bold. But no matter how hands-off her parents were, had Nellie been born a generation earlier or a generation later, she likely would not have been able to act so free-spirited. That day, however, Nellie did not seem to be her usual self. Though she always spoke her mind, it rarely went beyond being childishly adorable. It was unusual to see her in such a foul mood, not even a smile on her face. Get rid of it all. Get rid of all of it. Get rid of all of it, yeah. The carpet, that chair, the desk, it's all so ugly. Don't we have anything better? If we don't, then order it. Have it made. You can do that much, can't you? Hurry up and replace them. Having only arrived that morning, the white-haired girl was unsure what she was supposed to be doing, caught in the middle of a flurry of maids and furniture and fabric. She chased frantically scrambling Abigails with her eyes and made attempts to help, but not being familiar with the work, she only ended up getting in their way. She probably felt that everyone would be better off with her not in the room. So when the maids ordered to get new furniture made their way out of Nellie's room, she attempted to follow them. You, hold on a second. You, yes you, with the white hair. However, Nellie stopped her before she could take her leave. What? The white-haired girl turned back, bewildered to find Nellie smiling at her. Smiling? The corners of her mouth turned up into a self-assured grin. There was no trace of timidity or uncertainty in her demeanor. Her flaxen eyes seemed like they would look nice under the light of the sun. Almost the exact opposite of the white-haired girl. I wanted to talk to you, actually. What's up? But Mother never was one to share. I asked her to trade mates, but she wouldn't have it. Trade? You mean for... Which is why I decided to completely redecorate my room, because then I would need some extra hands. I see, it was just a ploy to get her to talk. Get to talk to her. But why? Because Mother and Father refused to tell me anything. Why is that? Who are you exactly? Where did you come from? Nellie with the good questions, but I'm not sure if she is willing to divulge. Tell me, what house are you from? Maybe she will fake amnesia or something. Why can't you tell me? If we took you in, you must be from a fairly decent family. As a member of the Rhodes family, I have a right to know. Do I not? You can't expect me to welcome a girl into my home who won't even tell me where she came from. I don't know anything about you. I haven't seen you at any parties. Do we finally get a name? I came from another country. Dodging, maybe. Another country? What country? Somewhere very, very far away. Okay. North of here? East? West? South? Nellie with the bombarding questions. South. It's south of here. Well, south of UK, there is kinda France, though it's a bit southeast. There's Spain and Portugal, and then there's just Africa, all the African countries that line up there, but sure. I crossed the sea to get here, which is why we have never met before. How far did you have to travel then? How many times did the sun rise, and how many stormy nights did you face? She's just going in mercilessly. Innumerable days and nights we sailed, heading ever further north. Huh. So tell me, Lady Nellie, that is a most wonderful painting. She just tried to brush me off. I won't let her get away that easy. This girl is having the hardest time in her life right now. Painting, it's in my room, so of course it's wonderful. But that one's especially so. You're both so adorable, you, Lady Nellie, and Lord Mel. How old were you when it was painted? Oh, it's a painting of her, them. Huh? Ah, that painting. Goodness, yes, you do have a good eye for art. It is magnificent, isn't it? That was done when I was 4 and Mel was 7. You see how we're standing next to each other holding hands? I was too young to remember it very well, but Mel looks like he was really embarrassed. I mean, I wish we could see a better picture, but sure. Sure. But standing there like statues makes for a boring painting, Nellie explained brightly. Having completely forgotten she was pressed up against the white-haired girl, she did a little twirl, stopping to face the portrait. Yep, white-haired girl found the only weakness of Nellie. Mel. Though many paintings lined the walls of her room, Nellie was most fond of the one of her and her brother. Two darling siblings standing side by side, the older brother smiling kindly and the younger sister sweetly tilting her head, her cheeks the color of a fresh picked apples. It was like the very embodiment of their happiness. The painting lays its subjects bare, you know, fortune and misfortune, happiness and sorrow, enshrined on canvas for all to see. And this reflection is not merely limited to the point in time it was made either. Did you know, Master, the paintings are alive? Are they? They are drawn with a brush over an extended stretch of time, unlike photographs which capture a singular moment. The two have their own individual merits, but a photograph is still, while the painting moves. Portraits reveal both the past and the present state of those they depict. Mel and I have always been close. I would sing songs for him, and he would teach me all about all sorts of things. He's so smart. This white-haired maid is going to have to listen to Nellie yap about Mel for the next 12 hours. Nowadays, Mel hardly ever goes on walks with me, making excuses like I'm an adult now, but we used to spend a lot of time playing together in the rose garden. I see. The white-haired girl normally had difficulty smiling, but her lips naturally curled upward as Nellie reminisced. A vision of the two happy siblings had probably swelled up in her mind, and I imagine there was a faint trace of envy in her heart as well. Lady Nellie, you love Lord Mel quite deeply, I see. Yes, of course I do. Mel is smart and he's studious and he's incredibly kind. For my birthday, he gave me this wonderful rose necklace. The jewelry shop he got it from is famous because even the royal family makes commissions from their workshop. So he had to have ordered it months in advance. Just for me. He's a prince. Oh? Pretty charming, wouldn't you say? That's why I call him my prince. But you know what? Mel is a terrible dancer, and he still hasn't got his feet on the ground yet, and he's so bad at interacting with girls. So there's no one else who would say that about him. He's quite the gentleman. I assumed women would be drawn to him. Gentleman? Have you met Mel already? This morning, briefly. Nellie does not like that. That reminds me, Mel seemed to know about her too. What do you think about Mel? Okay, confrontational question, answer carefully. As I said, he is a gentleman. That's not what I mean. Don't think I'll let you get away with putting any funny ideas in his head. What? Mel is too trusting. He's pure of heart, so I won't stand for you trying to take advantage of him. I would never. So you say, but you actually want to get close to him. Has Nellie, her whole life, confronted all the girls who might have wanted to approach Mel and just pushed them away by being really confrontational? I wouldn't dream of it, Lady Nellie. He is a man far beyond my reach. You aren't planning on doing anything, are you? Not at all. And you don't have any romantic feelings for him, do you? What? Well, do you? I have no romantic feelings for him, Lady Nellie. And you won't develop any? I will not. Damn, Nellie is the biggest, broken. Yeah, broken is the word. Rather complex. And with that, Nellie gave a wide, satisfied grin. Another one down. Even though one has no way of knowing how another truly feels, or how they might in the future. Yeah. You wouldn't, would you? Now that I think about it, there are plenty of other boys. You getting together with Mel is downright absurd. Indeed. I feel like the story is going that direction. But anyway, back to what we were talking about earlier. Your family, I almost forgot. She didn't get away with it. Yeah. You haven't told me exactly where you came from or anything about your interrupted. Lady Nellie, I've brought a new carpet. Just look at the embroidery. The work of a true artisan. I'm simply in love with it. Surely you will find it to your liking as well. Wow, you're right. That's a Florentine stitch, isn't it? I wonder whether someone mimicked the style, or if it was imported. Either way, a great find. Let's hurry up and get it laid out. Oh, and we'll have to see how the colors go with everything else. We have to finish redecorating quickly so I can show Mel. He'll be so surprised. What wonderful taste you have, Nellie. Hehehe. What's up? When the other Abigails returned, so too did the bustle within Nellie's room. As the white-haired girl watched, a faint smile crossed her lips. Perhaps it was from relief at having escaped Nellie's inquisition. Ooh, yeah, that's a good word for it. Or perhaps what? I don't know. I was thinking that maybe it was like something about her feelings towards Mel. But I don't know if she would so quickly be into him already. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Ah, Nellie, I'm back. Did you eat something you're not supposed to, dearest Mel? You're unusually cheerful. I'm the same as always. Anyway, never mind that, dearest Mel. Take a look at my room. I redecorated today. If Mel notices the white-haired maid and tries to talk to her, Nellie is gonna have like she's gonna throw a big tantrum. A big tantrum. So that's what you've been doing, hiding away in the house all day, Nellie. How is that any different than what you were doing? You were in the church all day. I guess. I will look at your room, I promise. But first, do you know where the new maid is? Uh-oh. Drama incoming. No, don't get any strange ideas. I just haven't yet had the chance to introduce myself. And I thought I should, as a member of the family. Why are you lying? She knows that you two met already. Uh-oh. Except you have, and I know it. Being the eldest son, it would be shameful if she were to pass me in the halls and not even knowing who I am, so... Don't ask me. What? But you were in the house all day. She attends to mother, so why would I know where she is? Though she did help redecorate my room. You made her help? That's work for the men servants. There were no reason to make the maids do it. Oh, so you're saying I should invite a bunch of men into my room? I go into your room all the time, Nellie. And you were in my bedchamber just this morning. Yeah, but that's different. Only one man is allowed in my bedroom, dearest Mel, and that is you. So, unless you become a servant, which I will not stand for, I will not ask any of them for help. Oh, Nellie, you ought to be a little more what? If you're going to lecture me, I won't hear it. What am I going to do with you, my little lady? What? What? Why are you looking at me like that? We talked about you, dearest Mel, and I'm not going to tell you what she said. Mean, but like, we like that. Get wrecked, Mel? About me, what did she say? No, she's not gonna tell you. Please, Nellie. Can Nellie refuse her brother? She said she has no romantic interest in you. get absolutely destroyed. What? Why did that even come up? Because we're both girls. We talk about things like what kind of boys we like and who's the most handsome. Why do you look so downtrodden, dearest Mel? Absolutely destroyed. You look like a sad little boy who can't get his crush to notice him. That face is unbecoming of a prince, Mel. Are you interested in her? That's strange. You haven't met her, even met her. I'm not. It's just depressing to find out that someone you've never even met doesn't like you. And that's all. Are we all in the same hallway? Oh, plot. I'm going to make my move. I must do it soon. Do so soon. I don't have much time. What is going on? The master of the house isn't around, so next in line would be him. So Mel. That painting. What about the painting? And of course they ended the scene there, and I said I would only do one more scene. Fuck you, game. Well, it is what it is. I'm ending the episode here. I'll try to record the next episode as soon as I can. I'm very curious as to what you meant by that. Yeah, this was an interesting episode, all about the white-haired girl. Well, mostly. The beginning part also had a bit of the birthday party hijinks, too. And the maid we met at the beginning, who's taking us through the history of the Rose Manor, she's here as well. That's very curious. I don't know what to make of it other than that she's like long-lived or immortal or gets reborn or something. Yeah. Cool, okay. I'm intrigued. But yeah, if you want early access, you can go to to the description below. There's a link to my Patreon where you can get up to 2 weeks ahead. And if any of that interests you, you go there. And until then, I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.